tips.
Are you? Am I doing this one? Or are you doing this one?
You
They
could
doing
do
this
it,
one?
buddy. We haven't had you lead in a couple weeks.
That didn't slow
What
table.
episode is this?
89.
89.
We're loosely
Ooh.
calling this console wars.
Loosely calling it console wars.
Yeah.
It's gotten loose. Oh,
Loose.
89. 89.
Yeah.
Nice.
Let me
Thanks for
share.
everybody starting to watch our video. We're just prepping to get our podcast ready.
I need a bottle opener.
Use your teeth.
Bitch, that ain't happening anytime soon. Haven't been to a dentist in 10 years. I don't want to go now. Well, what brings you in? Well, I chipped my tooth trying to open a bottle of beer.
You would
Knew we'd
not
get
be
you.
the first.
We knew we'd get you eventually.
I mean, I have health insurance. I could go. But who really wants to go anywhere with COVID?
Give COVID a chance.
Take it with you. They have to test you before you go in anyways. Do I not have a Leatherman in this room?
Use a lighter. The edge of a table.
Table's not hard enough. Well, maybe the old school wooden table. The
No question.
IKEA table falls apart when you do anything.
That is very true. Good luck.
What is it? It's like a no. I don't think I can do it.
The
I took wood
downward
out.
sharp motion.
Nah, the wood came with it. Now my bottle of beer has splinters.
It's fiber. It's good for you.
Well,
Are
Okay,
you
is
enjoying
everybody-
the last of the IPA 1985 season? Because now it's pumpkin beer season and the mango beer is no longer.
it's true. You can't even
Out.
get this anymore.
Can't. We have 2 left in the fridge and I'm letting Marika have the last 2.
I think I have like
Oh.
4 or 5 left.
She's very upset because mango beer season's her favorite season because pumpkin beer is less good. Less superior. That works. Yeah, that works. Doubting myself.
Are we about ready here, folks?
I don't know, but my buddy said that he thinks I'm a leather daddy. Very far from it.
You're definitely not a leather daddy.
I proof. These are facts.
All right.
I think I'm all shared. Did everybody else I think is good, right?
Yep. Do you want to?
89. Go for it, Skyler. Give a little slate click for Keith for the salt tier.
Oh, I thought that was your thing.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Welcome, maniacs, to the Salt Tier Podcast, where your argument is
Invalid.
Potatoes.
This is episode 89. We are brought to you today in part by Voodoo Ranger. Shout out, hashtag live rangerously. Currently drinking that 1985 IPA. Thank you, Lauren, and thank you, Voodoo Ranger. Please buy Voodoo Ranger because they are fantastic and they give us beer.
And that is the end of their seasonal
Yes.
flavor. They will now have I think it's called Atomic Pumpkin.
Atomic Pumpkin.
This is episode 89. You can find us on YouTube. You can find us on Spotify, Apple Play, Stitcher, anywhere you can find podcasts at. But as of late, we are live on Facebook and YouTube about 8 o'clock on Mondays if you want to chat with us at all. Today we are brought to you by Sage Bell, Loud and Brown, and the Savorings. ...
Howdy.
We'll go around and allow everybody to introduce themselves, let them know what you've been playing this week, and then we got some hot topics to finish off the last half hour or so of the
Ooh, a
show.
hot topic.
Hot topics. Thank you, Keith the Boogie, our wonderful producer, and the Soundcasting Network at Studio 212 in South Lake Union.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll start with the Savorings ... for what you've been doing,
This
where they can
week,
find you.
you can just basically find me on Steam. I'm keeping a real low profile, and by profile I mean I'm just playing games here and there. This week I played a little flight simulator, more out of morbid curiosity more than anything because that game has real time weather. Was a tropical storm Sally or whatever in Florida. You can fly through that now. But I just out of curiosity, I was like, I wonder if all this lovely smoke that we're getting up here, and I'm not talking about the good kind of smoke, you guys. You know, I know this is a green state like that, but the other kind of smoke, we're basically double quarantined up here now.
Can't even breathe in your own home.
Yeah, it's hot in my house because you can't even open the windows.
Same.
Sucks.
So yeah, just out of morbid curiosity, I fired up the old flight simulator to go see if this lovely smoke shows up as clouds, and it does.
Oh shoot, that's sad.
I posted the video on our Facebook page. You can also just check out the link down there on the Facebook page. If you don't have the Facebook, it's on YouTube at V-Gaming. That's probably something we should put on our YouTube page, also for Saltier Podcast on YouTube if you want to go over there. It's getting caught up. It's a little bit under construction, but if you want to pop on there, if that's the way that you follow things, that's another way you can follow us. Shameless plug. And now I have to look to see what else I played. Oh, I played Borderlands 3. I beat the new DLC. It's kind of short. No spoilers or anything, but it's kind of short. But there's some cool stuff in there, some cool weapons that I'm gonna go back and farm at level 65. And I think that's really all I played this week. I will pass it off to our friend over there. What's up, Sage Bell?
Oh, hello, Diagonal.
Is it this way?
Let's see. Well, you just watched me open a bottle of beer with a specialty pair of scissors that are meant to cut foam.
Oh boy.
I
tried to help. I did try to help.
I mean, I grabbed a lighter. I didn't understand how to do it with the lighter because I don't think it's the right kind of lighter.
You can still do
totally.
it.
You got to use the end, the back, not the top.
This end?
That end.
Yeah, it didn't make sense. It's too plasticky. Let's see. I played Borderlands and it crashed on me twice.
Whoa.
Played with 2 people. So it doesn't really want to support multiplayer. And I don't know if it's particularly because I'm on the Steam platform.
Or is it because someone needs to donate a video card to Sage Bell's Patreon?
It's not my video card.
Oh.
No.
It's just the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
It lags for most people between like when you're in multiplayer, because I don't know how it works single player. If it plays differently, like Skyler, you probably have had less issues.
No, it's still lags.
Yeah, there's definitely times where it lags when you got a lot of enemies coming at you.
I was playing, like I said, I played through the second DLC, and my FPS was all over the place. I'd be like 70, 84, 120, 90. It's like it's everywhere.
So that's just annoying. Like I'd love to just be able to play with my friends and not have my game crash. I'm pretty sure I was just playing Overwatch before this because it's a easy game to burn through. Oh, we just got, because I got it for us to try until I learned that you can't play as Ciri, but we got The Witcher.
Woo!
What, Witcher 3?
Yeah.
Spoil. Keep playing.
You can eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah, eventually.
But, like, you don't get to
95% of the game is.
Yeah, because I was thinking, because, it kind of advertised that you get to play her. And I was like, what the fuck? We just meet her as a child, so we have to go through this game and she has to grow up.
Mm-hmm.
So we're learning that together because it's not a gameplay style that either of us play. So me having that, adding the learning curve for myself, it makes it an equal level game in a sense for 2 people who don't play a lot or something. Like, because it's on controller for me, so like everything's just like, oh, ugh.
I was
Also-
thinking, you know how you get around that? Just make Siri in Cyberpunk. There you go. Siri in the future.
In the future.
Yep.
Solves
Did
all
it-
problems.
Did any of the other assistants really catch on? Like, do a lot of people use Hey Google and Alexa?
Yeah.
I use Google.
Yeah. I don't really use it so much on my phone, but yeah, if I had like a little Google Home thing or something, I would use that. Because I have Alexa and I don't really use
I
that
use
much
it on
of
my phone.
I do not. So I was just curious. I wasn't like being adversarial. I was actually curious. My roomie uses it, but other than that, I rarely hear it.
I mean, I usually click it. I don't tell it anything.
Yeah.
Word. Okay.
So it'll already have the record ready, and then I speak to it.
Understood.
All right.
Something like that.
Oh, so where can they find you at, Sage?
You can find me at Sage Bell at most places, including Twitch Thursday nights at 7 p.m. You can find me on Twitter, Patreon, Facebook, and Instagram is SageBell_model. I guess I'm on YouTube. I keep forgetting to post beer reviews, but I'm setting up my basement right now to do a better studio option, so it's okay. And I guess to the loudest one, I don't think
Yes.
he's gone.
Hello.
It's this way.
My name is Loud and Brown. What is that? Not a bad? Is that not a good depiction of how I talk? I whisper sometimes,
Sometimes.
right?
Usually
Maniacs!
it's a
This
real
is
talk.
Loud and Brown at Loud and Brown. That is Loud letter N Brown on Twitter and Instagram. You can find me gaming on Steam and PS4 at GrossDef with a PH. Shocking surprises for all of you. I played Shooters and Fighters this week. Who's surprised?
Absolutely no one.
I don't know what it is. I'm still trying to figure out how. It's different with shooters because you're usually on a team, right? So the way they group people, they got a lot of algorithms going on. And for the most part, you get a team that makes sense to play against. Every now and then you'll get mopped, and every now and then you'll get some noobs. But more than not, there's a spitting chance of a nice close game. With Tekken, I think it's because I don't play it that often. It's wild cards. I either get decimated or I have someone like mashing and I'm just standing there looking going, I'm better than this. And then I end up going, I end up 3-0ing them and I feel bad. I'm like, Tekken, come on, work on this matchmaking. Street Fighter's pretty close, but I play that definitely way more than Tekken. So being in gold makes sense. Like I said 2 weeks ago.
Are you like silver now?
I dropped to silver and I'm pretty close to gold. Like if I want to, I could probably move up tonight. Like after I played not blackout drunk, I just won like what 8-9 matches in a row. I'm like, okay, I'm back, but not a game I could really play super drunks. I lose a lot. I lose
Unless
a whole
it's
lot.
against your friends who are worse than you.
Yeah, well, yeah, but that doesn't count. And I always pick random. That's totally different. Which is something that I would have done last weekend at PAX, because that's the last time I played like a living room full of randos at Tekken. And everybody's like, Derek plays Tekken. And then I think the Moose was still on my couch. Vancouver represent.
I saw
Oh.
on Steam as PAX Online. I saw.
I have not. We'll talk about that in a bit, but I guess that's all I have for this week as my intro. I played some shooters. I played some fighters. I was mediocre at both.
Nice.
But you had fun though, right?
I did have
There
fun.
you go. That's the
And
fun.
I drank a little bit. It's been. We'll talk. We'll get an update from All Might Sky, and he'll tell us about the weather and why I, Loud and Brown, haven't gone running or biking this weekend, which usually keeps me active and out of the apartment. But All Might Skyler. Oh.
And don't forget to talk about what you did on Saturday. Why you were so drunk.
Oh yeah.
You're
Oh,
raising money.
yes. We will talk about that too. But that was our intros. Back to you, All Might Skyler. What did you play this week, and how can all of your adoring fans find you, and also put some art on your walls?
I have art. My wall's just every other wall.
Except the
63 walls.
You
and
mean-
Look,
nothing.
there's artwork there, and there's another one right behind me, that which you cannot see,
also
Okay.
Maniacs. This
right? And there's one there, and a couple over there.
this
And right there.
this
and
good
right over
boy fills a tux or a suit very, very well. I creeped on your socials. You look good at that wedding, my friend.
Oh
You
yeah.
look great.
And,
Did you get fitted?
Yeah.
Ah, that makes sense.
Suits and me are friends. I just need to wear them a little bit more often. But anyways, I went to a wedding that almost burned down because we were in like stage 2 evacuation because we were like right by Oregon City, so that was fun.
Ooh.
Stage 2, fine. They never went up to stage 3. They're back in stage 1. You never burned down. You're fine.
This is fine. This is
How
fine.
high
It's
do the
fine.
stages get? And also, can you
Three.
explain to the Maniacs what that means?
Stage 1 means basically get ready. Stage 2 is be very ready to leave, and stage 3 is leave
So, what I mean to explain is,
from the
what
fire.
are these stages? Yeah, okay. Sorry. Because
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was self-explanatory since we were
Yeah,
talking about
the fires. You know how like everything west of the Mississippi is basically on fire right now? Yeah, those fires.
I'm basically bringing this up because now London has us on the YouTube platform, and some people might dive into our older episodes. So,
Oh,
Yeah.
so Maniacs, this is the second week of September 2020, and the Pacific Northwest and San Francisco have a
have you seen the
plethora.
maps?
Yeah, I saw the map. We have a
Yeah.
plethora of wildfires, which
It's-
are also causing a very, very large smoke storm.
Yeah, it's basically all the way out to the Mississippi. Like it's basically fires.
Whoa!
Yeah. Yeah, if you look on
Yeah,
the
it's pretty
lifetime
crazy.
maps, yeah, it's pretty much everything west of the Mississippi. There's a fire somewhere.
Yeah.
So most of the
Well, yeah.
nation.
Mm.
But anyways, so a lot of people are staying inside and playing video games. Like I just came back home and played video games. Been playing, just like that.
There we go.
Exactly that. Thank you, London.
Absolutely
Man,
fantastic.
she's been on her game recently.
Mm.
I've been playing Among Us a lot lately, which is the hot new craze in gaming.
Next
So
to Fall Guys.
next to Fall Guys are the two most popular right now. But
What about Risk of Rain? What about that hot fire?
I'm still on Risk of Rain. That hasn't got anywhere. I did a Risk of Rain run today actually.
Nice.
But yeah, I've also been playing a lot of Risk of Rain. But Among Us, for those who don't know, is you can play with your friends. What we usually try to do is we get 10 people in a Discord lobby, and then you play the game, and there's 2 people out of 10 or whatever you want to set your rules to, but they are the imposters and everybody else is like your crew, and you're trying to get tasks done. And basically the imposters kill people while the crew are trying to get tasks done, and then you have you have these talking sessions where you vote somebody out, and that's when everybody can unmute their mics and then like discuss who they think the 2 killers are, and then they vote people off. And then we have the rule set to where it won't even tell you now if you voted off an imposter or not. So you don't even know until the game is won by either the crew or the imposters.
Oh.
And so it's a ton of fun. So basically, you run around trying to kill people, your friends, and then you lie about not killing them to the other people who are still allowed to talk.
That sounds interesting. That sounds like
It's a ton of fun.
This is just for Russ. Keep talking.
House of X.
Yeah, it's a good series.
Oh, it's both though.
Oh,
It's,
nice.
it's the combined.
But yeah, it's been a ton of fun to play when you get 10 people all in a lobby, yelling at each other about how they were doing something, you basically like, I was doing wiring. I couldn't have killed that person in the hallway. So a bunch of fun. Other than that, Risk of Rain 2 runs. I only got really one more thing to unlock item-wise. And played like about 2 minutes of Borderlands 3 in the Savorings game, actually. Yeah, and, like the boss was at half health, and I jumped in, and I like,
Yo, is that what happened?
yeah, that's what happened. I was
Oh
gonna.
Okay, that's what happened. Okay, so I'll tell my side of the story here real quick. So I got to the very end of the DLC, and I literally got halfway through the boss fight, and then I had to go in to go like sign some paperwork for a new job I'm going to be starting. So I left the game paused with the boss at half whatever. But the game was paused. I wasn't like in a menu, or I wasn't like looking at my inventory where the game still kind of runs if you're playing single player. I had it paused. So I came back and I was dead. And like all these enemies were just like literally floating in the air around me. And like when I got resurrected, they all just bombed on me at once. And I'm like, how did I die if it was paused? I was like, what happened there? So that's what happened.
Yes, that's what happened.
Okay.
If it makes you feel better, I was so close to killing it.
Yeah.
So close.
I literally got halfway through and had to get up and drive all the way to Redmond for no reason and come back. So
yeah, I figured I'd tell you now that what happened to you.
Okay, all right. Well, at least now I know, because I was like, "What the hell? What the hell happened?" Anyway, so you killed me in Borderlands.
So I killed you in Borderlands today.
Yeah, while I was AFK for like 5 hours.
Did you like? Could you tell he was AFK or just like, hey Russ? Oh well.
Well, I
Okay.
mean, I'd already like jumped into the pit, so like.
Yeah. And I was just stuck in like a death like loop like outside of the stadium. Like, what? I've never seen that before. What happened? So yeah. Okay. Now I know.
Skyler fucked you over.
Yeah. They killed me halfway through the boss fight.
Just a little friendly hand, and I was like, I'm gonna kill this monster for Russ.
Dude, and that was a long ass fight too, wasn't it?
Yeah, no, because that's the thing is like it restarted. I jumped down there again, and I seen him in his like first form and not the final form that you had him in. I was like, nope.
Yeah. When I went back and did it, he killed me twice because I was like, oh, I got him halfway last time. I know what I'm doing, and he killed me because I was just being careless. And then I did it again, and like that fight when I killed him, it took about 20 minutes. It's like a 20-minute boss fight. If you're doing it solo.
it's a real deal. But anyways, I have a lot of friends playing Crusader Kings 3 right now, which
I cannot Crusader Kings 3 at all.
Well, I don't get it. It's made by the same people as Stellaris.
Well, that's the thing though. Like, okay, when it comes to like Crusader Kings, what are the other ones they make? Imperator Rome. What'd you say? What was the other one? Imperator Rome, Crusader Kings, Europa Universalis. I can't play any of those because those are just like straight up just menu simulators, and like I don't like that like parchment with like the gold leaf UI. I don't like that. It gets all confusing and all weird. And I have no affinity. I have no affinity for like medieval Europe. I don't understand, and I always feel like I'm missing something. I'll conquer an area, and I'm always like, I should know like something happened here historically, but I don't like. So I feel like I'm missing out. Stellaris is like every sci-fi movie you've ever seen. So like you're like, oh, okay, oh shit, ET happened in my game. That's crazy, or whatever, you know. So it's more straightforward.
Yeah,
sci-fi is more my thing than like medieval stuff.
I'm probably not gonna buy it, but I have some friends that are very hyped on it right now.
It is on Game Pass, so just get Game Pass for like $1 and try it.
True.
So yeah.
I've also been ramping up my Discord channel. It's called Cinnamon Life. Where people discuss their favorite cereals and join the different factions.
I gotta go. I'm on Team Applejacks. You start Team Applejacks. I'm about to be the captain of that.
Oh, we do not have any Applejacks yet.
Okay, I'm Team Applejacks.
It's mostly Cinnamon Life, Honey Bunches of Oats.
Applejacks has cinnamon in it.
Raisin Bran Crunch.
Ooh, that's good too. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a contender, and then Cinnamon Toast Crunch is the other one.
Applejacks.
Seattle has ruined me for cereal because I used to eat cereal. I used to be a fan, and then I moved here, and I had a roommate when I first moved here that like talked me out of cereal. He's like, "Have you ever tried chocolate granola?" And I was like, "What?"
You can still have that.
You can have both.
But I'm just, and they were like, "Yeah, chocolate granola. Not only does it taste delicious, but look at the actual nutrients that are in it. You'll never eat cereal again." And they're right. I haven't.
You just take that chocolate granola, and you just pour milk on top of it, and there you go.
That's what I mean.
Yeah,
and that's my cereal. But the thing is, since then, I've never bought Lucky Charms or Frosted Flakes or Cookie Crisp. Like I haven't been able to talk myself into it because I'm like, one, just from a nutrition standpoint, you're thinking about the sugar and the carbs. I'm like, I
Oh,
could
yeah.
just have a donut.
Yeah, basically. But
But
the
at
donut's
least
not the
with
same.
yeah, and then with granola, at least you get all of your vitamins and stuff, and you get
bro.
fiber and protein. You're like, I'm
Cinnamon
set.
life. Cinnamon life all day.
Yeah, Cinnamon Life is bomb.
Cinnabon is different.
Yeah,
That's like, because I travel so much, and I well, not this summer, but I usually fly a lot.
Yeah.
It's at least a 1 out of 5 chance that I'm either hungover
There's a
or
Cinnabon in the
drunk,
airport.
or I forgot to eat breakfast, and you just get
Yeah.
in line.
That's a Cinnabon.
All right. Let's take a quick stop to appreciate our people over at Voodoo Ranger for sponsoring our podcasts.
B
Yes.
Corp certified
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
and employee
Employee
owned.
owned.
Yeah, as you can see.
As you can
pointing
see.
right there. Yeah,
Obviously.
as you can see here on the
Oh.
broadcast stage, is pointing at him. She was.
Sean O'Brien wants me to mix chocolate granola with my Lucky Charms. Is that
Ooh.
a thing?
Probably.
Is that some tech that I'm not aware of? What are you holding there,
mean-
Seiji?
Some New
Oh,
Belgium.
triple.
Triple.
Oh, nice.
The 8.5% bottle that they
Ooh.
sent us, because I've been
careful.
milking the bottles that they sent. It's kind of spicy. It's like
Wait, what?
this-
I got to swing by. You got some extras?
I only have one left.
Those are the good ones too.
You haven't tried this yet? You didn't get it in your package, or did you not?
I did not get that in my package.
Mhm.
I
You
Oh,
didn't get a
they're great.
package.
I got tall boys of just Imperial IPA.
That's some party juice. Did
I
you
know,
take
I was
that on
like,
your dirt bike tricks?
I do not drink and ride my motorcycle.
Ah,
She
I
sent
don't
the Tripel, the mango, and the juicifer to me.
she
Nice.
loves you.
I also am on the podcast all the time.
All
Yes,
the
you
time.
are.
All
True.
the time. All right.
And I drink the beer unlike you.
That's
That's-
true. The stuff that was sent to me went to someone that's not here right now. The commander of Cambodia is not present currently.
Oh, yeah. Mr. Von Shady.
Yeah, but he's got some beer and he does appreciate it. He's just trying to level up his employment situation.
Derek,
But-
I travel a lot, Jones.
But oh my goodness, we have a lot to talk about,
Yeah.
do we not?
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go. First off, we're gonna get into Apple's new rules. I'll do a little discussion here and see how
Oh, no.
people
Hold on.
feel
No,
about it.
hold on. Before we go any further, these are Apple's new rules just for Epic because everybody else is following it, and it's fine. It's the same cut on consoles, but Epic wants to get
No, they're
saucy over there.
They're doing it a little bit different because this one involves more Stadia and xCloud gaming.
What?
Just Apple?
So yeah, so Apple's changing. So basically, Apple has like zero gaming allowed on its iOS, but they're trying to like change that and update its policy. But they didn't really do a good job at it, and everyone's still pissed at them.
Well, hold on.
because
So they have zero gaming, or they have zero gaming. I think the thing is like where games put their own storefront inside of their storefront. I think that's
like,
the problem.
hold on, let me finish the article there, Russ.
Okay.
Of the Savorings. All right, so basically, they're saying we want to start allowing gaming, and
Okay.
basically what started happening is they wanted to like screen each game before it gets being able to be played on the iOS. So they want each game to be registered as its own individual app. So stuff like xCloud and Stadia would be pointless because the whole point is it's supposed to be remote and wireless. But if you're having to register each game as an app, like there's 0 point to having Stadia or xCloud on iOS.
So basically nothing changed. Like they threw out the little nugget of change, but it's like it's
But
not
yeah, it
changed.
doesn't actually do anything.
Yeah.
Does anyone you know have Google Stadia?
No.
No.
They still advertise for it too.
Is
Nobody.
it the Quibi of gaming? It's that thing that they're pushing so hard, but no
No.
one actually bites.
No, you know why? It's because people see Quibi commercials and they go, "Oh, what's that?" Or people like, "Have you seen those commercials for Quibi? Like, what even is that?" The difference is nobody's talking about Stadia. So like that's the difference.
Hey,
Hey.
Stadia, sponsor us. We'll talk about you. We promise.
And also, like, what did I just see? There was some game that just got announced. Was it a remaster or something? And they were listing out all the usual stuff. And the first one they showed was Stadia, and I had to laugh And I was just like, that's hilarious. It was like
Oh,
Stadia,
no.
then Xbox, then PlayStation. And I was like, what?
You're
This doesn't
clearly not
match
here
my
for this,
outfit.
so let's do this first.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I thought that was funny. So Stadia is still around until Google finally quits on it like they do with most of their stuff, and it'll go right in the Google graveyard. We should have the intern there post that the Google graveyard. Let's see.
So, in comparison to stuff that pops up and then disappears real quick, do anybody at the podcast familiar with CB Girl 19?
Yes, Danica.
No.
She's from Madison, Alabama, which is right next to where I lived for like 2
Oh, wow.
years. So I think that's funny that there's somebody right from that same area that's like, I don't know. I thought that was funny when I found it out.
She got some minor success, and then Marvel funded a Who's Who show for her, but it was mobile only, and you can't find it on YouTube. You can't find it on Vimeo.
That was icon, not icons. I know what show you're talking about, though. Yes.
And it was great. She got great interviews, but no one picked up the app because nothing was on it. Same thing with Cloak and Dagger. I've never seen an episode because that was mobile only.
No, that was on Freeform.
Yeah, that's mobile.
No, it used to be ABC Family, and they changed the name of the channel
to Freeform.
Yeah, it's a regular.
So you
channel.
could see that on
cable.
Wait, it's no longer ABC Family.
Yeah, they changed the ABC Family to Freeform a little bit before Cloak and Dagger was on there.
So is it less religious now?
Oh yeah, definitely. What's that church show that was on there?
I don't remember. I just
Seventh
remember
Heaven.
Seventh Heaven. There you go.
I thought you meant their religious station where they just talk 300 show or something.
Oh,
anyway,
that's ABN.
With these apps that pop up and dissipate, do they get absorbed? Are these Stadia pushes gonna get taken up by another way, shape, or form? Or do they only exist with the idea of streaming them? Is there another way they could live without buying Stadia? Is what I mean. Do you think it'll live past where it is right now?
Stadia?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. The Googles are going to step on it and kill it eventually, like they do with everything.
But that's
else.
what I mean. Are they going to kill it, or are they going to absorb it and make it part of Google Gaming or something?
Yeah, they're going to. I mean, they'll either kill it or they'll do that, but it doesn't matter. It's going to be defunct, or they'll just launch it again in 10 years when people's internet can actually handle it.
Doesn't Steam have technically a console too?
They have the Steam machines; those are ahead of their time too. If that concept,
the Ouya's?
No. The Ouya was its own failure. The Steam machine came out a little too early because they wanted to make them the small form console form factor, and at that point, the best processor to get would be an Intel because AMDs were kind of defunct, and the integrated graphics in AMD had the better integrated graphics, but their CPU half of it was defunct, so you couldn't really get a good small system that could play like a desktop PC. Now you can, because AMD has their APUs, the Ryzen APUs. Intel's had to step their game up as far as graphics, as far as that. There's smaller and smaller, more powerful graphics cards. So now you can make that. So if Steam had tried to launch Steam machines, they're called Steam machines. This was 2011 or something. If they try to launch Steam machines now, there'd be way more options, and they can make it more uniform. Because back then it was literally a hodgepodge of what pieces could possibly play something. And the other failure with that was they tried to have their own operating system, that's Steam OS. That kind of doomed them too. They should have just made them blank boxes that you just installed Steam on, either through Linux or Mac or Windows or whatever you're going to use.
Sean O'Brien is asking if you're talking about Steam Link or Steam Machine.
Steam Machines.
Okay.
Yeah, Steam Link is just like a streaming bridge.
Yeah, Von Shady was a big user of that.
Yes. That's just if you wanted to play it on your sofa, since you can't play PC games on your sofa, or so I keep being told.
Yeah, it could never happen.
Yeah.
I was definitely not playing Tekken on my sofa earlier. Yep. I was.
You totally was.
Well, for another little quick news bit that we'll just hit on super quickly, video game sales are up 37% year over year in August.
And in other news, Doi.
Yeah, I was about to say stuff. It's up an extra $2.9 billion. So
what's that line? In other news, water is wet.
Yes, yeah. Water equals wet.
So
Yes.
the calendar
What was that
year of
from?
2020 sales are up to $25.9 billion.
That was from BVS.
Oh, that was Batman versus Superman.
Yeah, when they were
Who
talking
said
about
that?
crime reaches Gotham, and he was like, in other news, water.
Lawrence Fishburne. That's right.
Yes, who's later went on to become.
Lo-fi.
He went to be a Goliath in the MCU, so he's.
I don't
played
think
characters.
anybody wants. I don't think he wants to be called Lo-fi.
Who's that?
Lawrence Fishburne.
Oh.
Lo-fi.
Where'd that come from?
From me. That's from me, like shortening his name.
So Skyler, video game sales are up.
Video game sales are up so high. The 25.9 billion for so far in 2020.
Dude, and think about this. This is before. Okay, so up to this point, we've had COVID. So think about that. Everybody's in their house. Everything's selling out. All like Steam sales and PS Now and Last of Us and
Switches,
blah, blah, blah.
you can't get
Yeah,
a console
yeah.
Switch anywhere
Yeah,
unless
Switches
it's overpriced.
Switches are
You
impossible
can
right
buy
now,
it at Walmart for $148 more than its retail price.
which is insane.
Ew.
Yeah.
Also, maniacs don't shop at Walmart.
I mean, yeah, not if you can help it.
Yeah, if you have any other options.
Yeah. But software sales are up, and this kind of rolls into what we're going to talk about later. Should we talk about it now? Like, should I just mention it and we stay on this topic?
I don't know.
But basically, you have the new Xbox coming out, both of them. You got the new PlayStation 5 coming out. The reveal of that coming up soon. You've got the new AMD CPUs and GPUs. We're gonna have a nice hearty tech fap when all this stuff happens.
I know.
And,
when this happens, also Skyler and All Might and V Dash and Sage, we need to bring in Darkane when we have a big discussion on these towers. Hopefully, we can get Von Shady, because Von Shady and one of our homies, Momar, are currently talking the new 3090s and how they're trying to be up at 5 a.m. to get the cards. I'm not really joking.
They're
really
gonna
buy it. First batch. They're gonna get the first batch. That's a good segue. Oh, truth or whoa. Whoa. Fighting words. All right,
These
Skyler.
Pokemon are getting stranger and stranger.
They are. All Might, Skyler, how should we seg this? I'm bad at this.
Are we well, we can segue to a quick topic of Asus, so Republic of Gamers, and IKEA are working on gaming accessories.
Oh, okay.
It's going to first be released in China.
Oh.
And they're going to test it out there, and then after a while, I think they're going to release it in China in February of 2021, and then after October, it will be available everywhere.
At this rate, is there going to be a China 2021? Anyway, so they're going to quality control it for us over there? Is that like a test market? Okay.
They have 30 products for gamers. So this sounds like it's going to be the ultimate college dorm room setup.
It is.
Yeah.
So, Maniacs, if you're not familiar with Asus, about a decade ago...
I thought you were going to say IKEA.
IKEA. About a decade ago, when I was getting way into gaming, you know, I had my Xbox 360 already, but this, you know, people are talking about PC, and Steam was getting more popular, and all this stuff. Asus came out with it was like a hilariously cheap laptop. Like, if you looked for it, it was like this bottom shelf Samsung, and Asus was the next one you could buy. And it was something like not even $400 with all, and it wasn't like a Chromebook, or it wasn't a MacBook Air. It was a full functioning like laptop, and everybody was super suspect, but you know, their whole point was to be like, let's start from the bottom and get people in the door, and then they could modify their laptop as they want. But this will get them moving.
I got a Asus laptop that I'm really happy with. But yeah, so it sounds like college dorms everywhere are about to get a whole lot more gamer friendly.
Oh yeah, and
anyways, we'll hop into the fact that which PAX is streaming right now, and just like you, we are also not watching it right now.
It started on Saturday.
Oh shoot.
And they have a really cool interactive Discord. If you go into it, you can do like a whole like RPG thing within their Discord and unlock emotes and other things. So if you go to their Twitter, they have a link to the Discord, and you have to go through and do some other random stuff. And because it's PAX Online, I'm going to just segue off of the Discord and their fun stuff there because I haven't really explored it. My coworker did, and he got really into it. You can like search each area, like the lobby and stuff, and it gives you like this whole dialogue. So it's, but I only saw like one company that was doing announcements, and of course, it's our Borderlands homies, and their main announcement was that it's going to become cross-platform compatible between console and PC. So not just Epic.
That's the new Fire.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That's a flex.
Yes.
And it will be on PS4, PS5, X1, X1X.
Oh.
Or whatever the newest one is.
That naming convention is just the worst. Just Xbox.
I know someone on the Xbox team too. I gotta go talk to him.
Did they learn nothing from the Wii and the Wii U? Did they learn nothing? And Nintendo was right next to them. Like Nintendo's headquarters is surrounded by Microsoft, and they like, hey, let's not screw up the names.
So the thing is, you either go like PlayStation and keep it simple, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or you go Nintendo and name them something completely different if you have the ability, like GameCube, Switch, N64, like. Xbox kind of sounds like the old one, but not enough. So it's sort of in the middle and confusing.
Well, they were doing fine. They went with Xbox 360.
That already was confusing.
No, but
because
you know
people were like, "Where's the 2?"
But but you know it's the second one. It's not the first one. It's the second one. Like that other number, you're right. The number's kind of crazy, but you could differentiate the two. And
then they went back to 1.
Yeah, exactly. And that's where it all fell apart.
And now what's the newest one going to be called?
The series. So there's an Xbox. So you have the Xbox One, the Xbox One S, the Xbox One X, and now the new
Xbox One X all digital or something because it's the SAD. It's the Xbox SAD.
Okay.
Don't forget about the all digital.
Yes, and then you have the Xbox Series X, and then the Xbox Series S. So this is just like a Wii U thing, where it's just like
it is. You're absolutely right with that.
Yeah.
Goodness, just come up with a name.
But speaking of that,
they have their own naming conventions. This is their joke.
Yeah, and they kind of overlap. So when you're talking about, I got that on Xbox One X, but now I have the Xbox Series X. The One X.
The Xbox Series 1X, Alpha, Delta X, Box,
Quadrant
X.
Jan Michael Quadrant, District X.
X-Ray, Alpha, Beta, Tango, Romeo.
I went on to the PAX Discord, and they have a food channel where people are just taking pictures of their dinner and posting.
I gotta post my dinner in there now.
At PAX, so people are taking a picture of like Subway and like that little pizza place at the bottom.
It's literally like people's like dinner plates at home, and they're just taking pictures and uploading them to the food channel at PAX.
No, everybody should just be taking pictures of pepperoni personal pizzas because that's what everybody eats at PAX. Sorry, I sideswept a lot.
Oh, you're in the community one, right? Not the actual PAX Online. So there's a separate server.
Oh my god.
There's a PAX Online server.
So I want to make sure to talk about this because
hold on, Stage. Is that the Xbox Series 1X server or the Xbox One S all digital X1?
It's the EGX digital server.
Okay.
Good God.
Invite
aside from naming conventions, which I think PlayStation is doing the best job at because it's clear and concise.
Yeah, and they only have like one SKU. They don't mess around with like spin-off models of stuff.
Right? Yeah, well, they will later when they do the Slim.
Well, then it's just called the PS5 Slim, and then you just know what it is.
And it's still clear.
Yeah.
As someone that does, you
just invited me to Discord.
Oh.
Yeah, no, I invited you to it.
No, you to Discord itself.
Weird. It didn't take you to the PAX Discord?
No, you took me to Discord.
All right, Maniacs. What we have right now is this discussion over
Here you go.
PlayStation versus Xbox, and then now we have a new card in the game, literally in the game, to also talk about NVIDIA's cards that came out. So these are the 4 paths you can take to play video games. What looks more appealing to the budget gamer, the casual gamer, the hardcore gamer, and is NVIDIA still on top after this AMD news? Like, is the 3090 the alpha dog?
Yes.
Yes, but the 3090, that's your go. That's your go between like graphics card, and if you're into heavy streaming, or if you're gonna be rendering stuff, but you're not gonna drop $6,000 on a Quattro card entry level.
How much is the 3090 going to be?
Those are what, $1,500, Skyler?
Something like that, like 12 to 15.
No, they're 15.
So Twitter user Ad3, one of my homies from high school, he has a very, very good gaming PC, but he has like, you know, the like a micro ITX tower.
Never gonna fit in that thing. That thing
Exactly.
is ginormous.
So the thing that he said is he has to go 3080 like a peasant. How much of that do you think affects their demographic, or do you think most of their demographic have
The
full size
3080
towers?
is insanely strong as well.
It is, and the 3080 is still an outlier. If you look on Steam and people talk about, I got this beast card, I'm gonna get. If you look on Steam, most people are running like mid-range and lower 3-4 year old graphics cards. That's what the majority of people. Most people are barely playing at 1080p. There's still like 1080i folks out there and stuff. So people buying 3080s, 2080 Ti's, 3090s, they're in the vast majority. They're in the vast like minority. They're like the 1%.
So I guess professionally, because this is what it's about, do you think like partner streamers and, you know, pros, they're going to be rocking the 3090s?
Most
Say
of the
like,
ones-
pros in the
No.
best games. In the
No.
best games. You don't think
No.
a League of Legend like
No.
champion will have a 3090?
No.
Definitely not League of Legends.
No, you don't need that for a 3090. Like, what are you playing at like 16K, 1,000 FPS? Yeah.
So is this going to be more for people doing like video
This
editing?
is literally for people who want to flex.
Yeah, this is for
And have
people that
nothing
want to.
better. They have nothing better to
yeah.
do than spend $1,200
Yeah.
on the
Yeah.
newest graphics.
This is-
And how
for-
much is that? What's the price difference of the 3090 to the 3080? Is
The
my
3080 is like what, like
Like
$700?
three to
Holy
$400.
crap!
Yeah.
Double that.
That's
Yeah.
a big difference. So the 3090 is a flex.
Yes.
I was sitting here thinking it was like $300 or $400
Okay,
difference.
I'll put it to you this way. They advertise this card, and I believe it. They advertise it as a 8K 60 FPS card. Like, who do you know that's got an 8K monitor and an 8K TV? What, like, you know the CPU you need that won't bottleneck that thing? So
But you know what? That demographic exists.
It does,
You know,
it
it's the
does.
same person that tries to order Pappy Van Winkle every bar they go to.
but
They
it's
buy Gucci cell phone cases, and they think Bugatti is the only thing they can drive.
Matter of fact, we're gonna have the interns take a look right now at the Steam hardware stats, so we can just kind of see right now.
Okay,
what
so
most people are
while
playing
you're
at.
looking that up, let's flip over. That's what we heard from NVIDIA. How is AMD competing with this power-wise?
Okay,
And do you think it's a good conversation? Like, it's
Okay.
a good approach?
Okay, so a way that people like to measure the graphics power of these cards is teraflops.
Of course.
it's not really it's not the definitive be all end all of performance, as you can tell with the consoles. You know, a lot of them have the lower teraflop settings, but you can still get pretty solid, very enjoyable, very smooth experiences out of them. This things run VR. The base PS4 runs VR. That should not happen. So you can squeeze a lot out of something that doesn't have the big numbers. So basically, just for a reference, before we move forward, the Xbox Series X is by far the most powerful console that's been built up to this point, at least on paper. That's running 12 teraflops. My 2080 Super, which is the second bestest card you can get right now, that's currently out, that's running at about 12 teraflops. So that's about the same as the Xbox Series X. The 2080 Ti is a little bit more. It's about 12.5, 12.6, somewhere in there. For the 3070 for $500, you're looking at 20, like right out the gate.
Whew!
And I say this, the 3080, I think something like 30 something, and the 3090 is like what 48 or something like it's something ridiculous. At the same time, if we want to take a look at something like the Xbox Series S, that's the $300 one that kind of got leaked last week after we had the podcast. So backstory on that, they got leaked. That came out the next day. Microsoft, they didn't come out, but Microsoft kind of like, well, the beans got spilled, so here it is. That will retail for $399. That has four teraflops of compute power, which doesn't sound like a lot, but that's roughly right now what the PlayStation 4 Pro has. The Xbox One X has six teraflops. But here's the thing, and this will take us back to how will AMD be able to hang? So far, all we've gotten of the new platform of graphics for AMD, which is called RDNA 2. The ones that are currently out right now are RDNA 1. The ones that will be in the consoles are about RDNA 1.5. They're kind of in between, very close to like what the previous consoles had. Those had a mix of the previous graphical version plus about half of what was about to come out about a couple months later, or right around the same time in the PC space. So you're looking at RDNA 1.5 in the consoles. RDNA 2.0, and this is all we have to go off of. The best source of information right now is these consoles. If you're looking at 12 teraflops at 1.5, the RDNA 1.5 in the Xbox Series X, it has how many graphical cores it has in there, and there's a formula where you can kind of calculate out like how many cores times the power usage versus this versus that, and from there you can kind of get an idea. And some of the leaks that have come out, they sound very fantastical. So with the AMD cards, and I was just talking about this with a friend, with the AMD cards, it's looking like for not a lot of space, for not a lot of power usage, you're going to be able to get a lot of performance out of a very small area. And it's looking like the AMD's new flagship card is probably going to compete neck and neck or somewhere with the 3080. And their mid-range is going to compete somewhere neck and neck and with the 3070 and with the 2080 Ti, which the 3070 is replacing. So what they do with that price, if they undercut them, if they make it look more attractive, if they add features that are in the consoles, and then that feature runs natively on a PC, like with the hardware, since AMD makes the hardware for this and for the consoles, if they offer features like that, it could make things very interesting. So as far as graphics and stuff go, it could go either way for AMD. As far as their CPUs go, it's going to be really, really scary for Intel, and it's going to be really, really good for the rest of us, because these CPUs are what's powering these consoles, and that's what's going to make these consoles actually next gen. The graphics will be great. The frame rate, the storage and the CPU is really what's making these next consoles next gen, because those were the two bottlenecks in the last ones, in the current ones, as of the time of this recording. So honestly, on the CPU side, AMD is going to crush it. Buy your AMD stock if you haven't already. On the graphics side, it could go either way. But either way, they are going to make it interesting. With AMD, it comes down to their drivers. Their hardware is always kind of and it's kind of solid in some places, and it's real good in some places, but it really comes down to their drivers. So if they end up fixing their driver issue, which has been going back for about 20 years before they even had a graphics card department, when it was ATI and AMD bought ATI and ATI cards became AMD cards, even back then their drivers were kind of doo-doo. So it can go either way on the graphics front, but it's going to be real interesting. And go ahead and check out the link that's on our Facebook page if you want to see when those reveals are. I believe for the AMD CPUs, it's the 8th, and for the graphics cards, it's the 17th of next month. So
thank you for that, Savorings. Do we have any other topics that we want to get to, or are we ready for closing statements, because it is right at that time?
Dang.
Derek, do you talk about your fundraiser?
I did not. Maniacs. This past Saturday, I was alarmingly surprised to find out that the fundraiser I agreed to be part of was a two-parter, and I didn't know about the first part. Every year at PAX, I participate in the Tri-Wizard Drinking Tournament. It is a Harry Potter-themed pub crawl where I drink a little bit. I drink a little bit.
Sometimes you don't drink a lot because you have to be in charge.
I have recently been part of the administration, the faculty of the Hogwarts. And anyway, last week we did our first run where we had a Discord virtual pub crawl, and every room was listed different, and they were all Hogsmeade bars. And we kind of just challenged each other to little challenges like Never Did I Ever, or other things to raise money. And I think we did $800, $900.
Nice.
And it was obviously way smaller than our usual podcast. I mean, not sorry, podcast. Our usual crawl. The crawl is, and Sage has come with me, is usually over 200 people, bordering on 400 at the biggest events, like all walking all around Capitol Hill, Seattle, doing a pub crawl, raising money, and doing auctions for Child's Play. So check out Child's Play charity. They do great work. They help kids that are in hospitals. A lot of them terminally ill or like really fighting to make it out of there. And when you're in the hospital, you get like cable TV, and that's kind of it. And what Child's Play does, it gives you like video games, board games, books, and gives you more stuff to keep yourself occupied while you're getting strong and getting healthy. So check out Child's Play. We are doing another one this week. I will send a link to the Insta, the Twitter, and the Facebook. Check it out this weekend. And we have a Discord on... What is that dang link with the virtual pub crawls? Oh my goodness.
You
I
just
forgot.
randomly invited me to the Discord.
I
It's
know.
called
I kind of
Pint-Sized Pub Crawls.
Pint-sized pub crawls. And Pint-sized pub crawls is hosting the Triwizard drinking tournament. We will check it out. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to be there this weekend. But before that,
We have another tournament to announce.
Yes. Which will be Tekken 7 on PC. It will be September 25th, starting at 6 p.m.
Nice.
If you would like to catch these hands, and by these I mean not mine, in Tekken 7, then please join in for a cash pool prize brought to you by Voodoo Ranger and Saltier Podcast.
Nice.
This will be all remote play starting September 25th at 6 p.m. Does anybody here
With
know how
bonus
people
round.
can register?
I'd go to the bonus round Twitter to find that link.
100%. Because our man, EU
Goon.
Goon, is all about it. Oh, I call him EU Goon because EU is his favorite MOBA region. He loves them so much. It's just like Skyler knows. Skyler's smiling. He's like, oh yeah, that's right.
Bonus
Goon?
round FGC is the Twitter.
Yes. So please
Smash
follow
GG.
the Twitter. Please follow our good friend Goon PNW, so you can know more about the fighting tournament. And please join if you'd like to have your chance at a $300 cash prize pool, unless it's changed due to COVID. But that's what our normal cash prize pool is.
Last time it got bigger, dude.
Yeah, sometimes it gets bigger. We'll see. But
yeah,
if
he
you
was
like
trying to do a little one.
Yeah, if you try to win some money, please feel free to join in. Other than that, we will go around the horn and have our closing statements, and I will finish it out for everybody. The Savorings, ... Can you please give your closing statement real quick and where they can find you?
Yeah. So I had our interns post the three main hardware survey categories you want to look at. So if you guys want to take a look at our Facebook page and just make a note of the ones that you see that are the most popular, or the ones that you see that maybe you have, and we'll discuss that next week. But this was in regards to like the type of settings people are actually running out there in the real world, because when you're asking about like who's going to be buying this 3090, are these going to fly and stuff like that. So it's really interesting. You get, like I said, you can find me on Steam. Just looking at stuff on Steam. Hit us up in our Steam group. And that's about it, really. That's all I'd be on. Everybody stay safe. If you're anywhere near these crazy fires, please stay safe. Get out of there. Don't try to like be a hero and save anything. Just get out of there. And do all the other things. Hope everybody's doing well. I will pass it on to I don't know. Would that be Sage Bell?
Yeah, I was say Sage Bell. Would you like to give your closing statement and where the Maniacs can find you?
Drink plenty of water.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And-
water.
Definitely.
Ooh, that's what
And Voodoo Ranger.
And Voodoo Ranger. Support your local breweries or Voodoo Ranger. uh, the Pacific Northwest has 5 seasons: winter, spring, fall, or not small fall, sorry. Winter, spring, summer, smoke, and fall.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we're
that's-
currently in our smoke season. Hopefully it ends soon. My air purifier comes on Wednesday.
Nice.
I'm gonna try to hit up that bonus round next Saturday, not this Saturday. My pupper starts agility classes this week again, and you can find me at SageBell on Twitter, Twitch, Patreon, uh, YouTube, I guess. You can also find me on TikTok, but I don't remember what it is on TikTok. I don't use it.
Mr. Loud and Brown, can you please give us your closing statements? Thank you, Miss Sage Bell and
And
Puppy.
Rosie. Rosie!
Hi, Rosie. Sit.
Hi!
Good girl.
Maniacs, I am Loud and Brown, at Loud and Brown. That's Twitter and Instagram. I am Growstuff with a PH. That is PS4 and Steam. My closing statements are: yes, take care of your health, drink water, try to support whatever you can during these weird times. I guess right now I would say support Child's Play and tune in to the Discord for the Triwizard Drinking Tournament. That would be very wonderful. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe to all of the things that we've been saying all night. Check out Voodoo Ranger, check out Saltier. Definitely check out Bonus Round, because that'll get you the updates better. Like, follow them on Twitter and you won't miss it. And that's it for me. And I'm gonna kick it over to the tallest host right now, and the snowboardiest host right now.
That is also true.
Yeah.
This has been your host, All Might Skyler. All Might Space Skyler if you're nasty. I just see that on my Steam the other day because of you, Russ. Because where you left that comment at.
Oh yeah, nice.
My closing statement is to stay salty, my friends. Stay indoors if you can. More than a reason ever to wear a mask if you can. And do right by the people around you. No need to be racist or homophobic, xenophobic, or any of the phobics. Also, don't be fascist. Why don't we just throw that in there as well?
How about we not be fascist?
How about we not be fascist?
But God forbid Antifa.
Thank you, Studio 212. Thank you, Keith the Boogie and Bobby Stills, for being the super producers that help this show run and allow us to be on so many platforms such as Google Play, Spotify, SoundCloud, YouTube, iTunes, Stitcher, wherever else. Pornhub
Christian
soon,
Mingle.
hopefully.
Pornhub.
We appreciate everybody. We appreciate Voodoo Ranger for sponsoring our events. Yes,
For sure.
London understands. Don't be a cunt. Just be nice to the people around you. If you're listening to our podcast and you'd like to see what we're talking about, please check out our YouTube channel. Please follow, like, subscribe. If you'd like to watch live with us, we usually go on air around 8 o'clock on Mondays on Facebook and on YouTube. We would appreciate if you guys would like to come and chat with us. If there's any topics you might like us to cover or talk about, anywhere where you can get in contact with us, please drop in and we will have a discussion on it. Thank you, Maniacs, for following this podcast. This has been Saltier Podcast, where your argument is
invalid.
Both of those answers are correct. Thank you all for joining us and have a good rest of your night.
Woo!
Woo!
Bow. Bow wow.